I wanted to build a chat widget for my online multiplayer game, but I ran into a few issues. For one, I'm not using a game engine like Unity, where I can simply drag and drop a pre-existing chat widget solution into my game. And two, I'm building my game with browser-based technologies. Now you might be thinking, why can't you just render some HTML input box elements onto your game? I could do something like this, but it's actually very inefficient to be rendering HTML elements over the canvas layer. I am using Three.js as my rendering solution, so one approach I took was to use a third-party UI solution like Fairy GUI or Fairy GUI to solve my UI layer concerns. Of course, I ran into a host of issues. For one, a lot of the documentation has yet to be translated from Chinese to English, and two, my game engine uses a resizable game window, and I could not get that to play friendly with Fairy GUI. So what did I decide to do? Well, what I ended up doing was creating my own custom React Redux UI layer to interface with my Three.js layer. After doing all this work, I still had one glaring problem. I still didn't have a chat widget. And this also meant I had to create my own custom input box. Yes, my own custom input box. I needed to look elsewhere for inspiration. Realm of the Mad God has been a big inspiration throughout the development of this project. Let's take a look at how the developers handled chat. Okay, I'm going to do my best not to get sucked in here because this game is addicting. I very much love this game because I definitely can get a nice bite-sized MMO experience just playing this game. Okay, let's get me out of these pop-ups. No thank you, no thank you. Okay, we're in the game. Now first I'm trying to click on enter to chat. Clicking on it doesn't do anything. Looks like you have to hit enter. Once you hit enter, it focuses in and you can begin chatting. All you gotta do, like any nice little chat box, is you type your message and you hit enter. Next I want to see what happens if I go over that minimum character count. If I do that, hit enter, it just deletes my message. It doesn't send anything. Sorry for the spam players, just doing a little bit of testing here. Next, I'm going to just send a maximum message and see how the message wraps itself. It looks like it does a pretty good job of wrapping the message where it doesn't overflow. Hi YouTube. I'm also curious about the history. When I focus in on the chat, it shows more of the messages. Versus if I unfocus, it only shows me the most recent messages. This is because you don't want to cover up what the players are seeing when they're playing the game, and if the chat is spamming, well, you're not going to be able to see what you're doing. Given this inspiration, let's take a look at what I was able to build with my game. Okay, loading right in here. First, we get a nice little welcome to the game message from the system. Hello YouTube, except this time it's from Quest for the Kingmaker. Okay, a few things to note. For one, I don't have a overflow system the way that a regular input box does. So my W's kind of render over the box. And also, if you type out the minimum character count before you get to the end of the box, your text kind of just stops. But I do have some cool things to show off. For one, like Realm of the Mad God, I have a focused and unfocused view for the chat history. If you're focused in the chat, you will see the previous 15 messages. If you're unfocused, you will only see the previous 7 messages. In the unfocused view, previous messages disappear after about 15 seconds. In this case, you'll see them disappearing one by one. Also, I'm using an underscore for the text cursor. Very cool. Now let's see the chat in action with a few other players connected. To do this, we have 4 simulated clients. My computer is chugging along here as I've got 4 Chrome instances running a client of my game, so you'll have to bear with me. In this simulation, the players are chatting with each other, saying that there's a goblin spawn nearby. It'll be up to Action Jake to take them out. Notice how when one player sends a message, all the players receive the message. This is in fact a real live network chat widget. Awesome, we defeated the goblins, and now time to report back to our party. Good job, little Action Jake. Now that we're at the end of the video, I'd like to do a little postmortem on the chat feature. For one, the input box certainly needs more work. At its current state, it has a very limited feature set. Yes, you can type characters, you can backspace, you can enter and submit your message, but you can't highlight, you can't go back with the text cursor, and the text overflows the input box. 2, I certainly would like to add some more robust features to the chat history. For one, we don't have a scroll bar, so once that 15 message chat history message cap gets hit, messages will no longer appear in the history and users will not be able to read them anymore. Lastly, I need to add a chat bubble, so when a user enters a message, it appears over their head or somewhere near their avatar, so you can definitely know that the message came from them. If you have additional feedback, please comment below. Also, if you would like to get involved with the community, we've started a Discord server and would love to have you join. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Peace!